you, the horror on his face was priceless. He was wincing and groaning and just holding those boys so tight. And he's like, "Are you done yet? Are you done yet?" We finally got him banded, but it was funny. It was funny watching the expression on his face.
Um, I guess my question here, Nancy, is what was the expression on the little boys' faces?
Oh, they were screaming. Those poor little things were screaming, but it really doesn't hurt them. It's like getting your ear pierced. You get that pressure and that sensation, but they're walking around just fine today. I did not hurt them at all. But, tell a guy that when you're talking about banding balls.
Yeah, I bet every guy in the group right now is going to run from you. Keep that Nancy chick away from me.
Here, I'll show you my tool. It's pretty cool.
This is actually kind of scary.
This is what I used.
Oh, yeah, that's a little scary. I am putting up the phone number, the meeting ID, and the passwords so that if anybody wants to call, they can. Sorry it's taken me so long. I know I'm a little bit.
You think you might have gotten this done before the meeting, Dee?
Listen, I fought with this all day.
Crickets.
I did. I fought with this all day long.
I know you did. I know you did. I got the easy part. I just write.
I know. I get stuck with everything else.
Yes, you do. I'll admit it. You get stuck with the things that I do not know how to do.
It was fun. Real quick, I'd like to just talk about the journey. This was a first co-authored book for each of us. I have never co-authored with anybody before. Don't know that I ever want to do it again.
Right. Right. Exactly.
It has been fun.
That goes both ways, sweetheart. You ain't the easiest chick to work with on the block.
Yes, I am.
No,
I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
I am absolute perfection. Just admit it, and we can move on.
Okay.
There's a number of ways that you can co-author a book. You and Jeff are doing one.
Yes.
That one should be coming out really soon. It's horror, which I think fits.
And it's graphic.
Yeah.
We need to put a warning label on that book.
Yeah.
Or I need to go under, what do you call it?
A pen name.
A pen name, yes.
Yes.
Love you, Jeff.
Yeah. He's supposed to be finishing it up, so we better get his butt on here pretty soon too. But there's more than one way to do it. You and Jeff are doing it the same way that I just started
Apocalyptic universe.
A universe, right? We're building a shared universe through Angry Eagle Publishing. And right now there are 5 authors that are working on this book, and we're going to do it the same way that you do with Jeff, and that is each author builds on the one prior to it. There are other ways where you collaborate and one author actually does all the writing, and then there's the way that we chose to do it, which is probably the most
difficult.
It comes together really well when it finally comes together. I think that it came together really, really well, but it definitely took a lot of work. The way that we do it is you and I sat down, and I don't know, mine's stuck to the wall, but we have a giant timeline that is actually written out that we work from. And Nancy writes down the basic outline, the basic story in itself, and then I get a hold of it and turn it all red, and she hates me. And that about covers it. I add to it.
No. You forgot to add to it that you're hard-headed, you're argumentative.
Well, Yeah,
Well, yeah.
like, right?
But I think overall the story turned out, once we got past the the my way of writing, your way of writing, because
That was the hardest obstacle, I think.
my writing is so different. My writing is very graphic and very raw, and yours is a softer tone. And then I've never written for the younger audience, which to me is just totally, totally new. Um, so I think once we got past all of that, I think the rest of it flowed very smoothly, very smoothly.
It's gone well since then. Now I mean, we're just,
Cranking it out.
yep, we are. Like I said, book 2 is all but done. I have my part to do still.
And book 1 is, that was, I think, our proving ground as to how we were going to adapt to each other's styles.
Mhm.
Because
And
I'm
that took
very,
some work.
yeah, well, I'm very headstrong. I'm very headstrong.
No, not
and
you. No.
and so are you. And so are you. So
I think the hardest part was the difference in the styles.
yeah, yeah,
And the fact that when we sat down to build this book, we decided it was going to be um, young adult dystopian. It's turned out to be, I still left it young adult because our main characters are 15 and 17, 18.
yeah.
And well, one of them turns 15. And so it's still geared towards the young adult crowd, but I labeled it a thriller um, because Nancy wrote a bunch of really good scenes. You really did. And some of them were very raw and very graphic. And I had to, go in without, I don't know, without taking away from the scene itself, but changing it to a way that was more palatable to a younger crowd. But anybody who likes post-apocalyptic, likes our books and stuff, you are not going to be disappointed. Nancy's voice is still there. It's just muffled.
Yeah, not muffled, toned down.
Yeah, AKA muffled. I put a gag on it, guys.
Toned down.
Yeah. I learned a lot. Now, here I am. I don't know what year I'm in school, 5th or 6th year in school. And I learned a lot in this writing because it really helped me go outside of my normal comfort zone, I guess is a good word for it. You really brought more out of me in helping me to take it up one more step, I think. And I'm hoping that I rubbed off a little on you too.
Well, I think you did. I really feel that with writing this book, um, I saw a different way to write. Not coming in all ball busting, raw, bloody, like I normally do. I found found a way to, I learned to soften it up a little, which I think is a great experience for me because, like I said, my writing tends to be a little bit on the darker side.
It does, and I think it really added to the book. So, we just got a question in from Kimberly that says, "What's it about?"
Well, take it away.
No, you. I've been yakking all this, and now it's you. You do it.
Oh boy. It is about two of our main characters. Their names are KL and Zyla. and they are born into a future time after a great war, when we have a more of a dictatorship style rule. So they are born into this this caste system where they are very low on the very low in the caste system, and basically slaves in this little village that they're in. Um, and not to give the entire story away, but in order for KL to save his sister, they must find their way out of this village of Riza, and they're looking for a place where they can live basically in freedom. It takes place here in the United States, in a future setting, and basically they're trying to save their own lives and leave this system that has beat them down.
And like you said, without giving too much away, there is a lot expressing the I don't know how to put it, the visceral nature of this kind of society, the way that it controls absolutely. These things were inserted, were put in there to, you know, help to experience it. I can't watch all this stuff. I gotta just like,
Yeah,
everything's flashing all around me.
oh yeah, no, I'm getting that too.
I'm in class. In one of my classes, we have to do a group project. So my phone's going off like crazy over here because they're like, do you have time for a Zoom meeting so we can determine what we're going to do in this next class project? I'm like, dude, I'm in. I will return your call later. I'm busy. So moving on, the second book is called Evasion, followed by the third book, which is called Abolition. And it continues to follow the characters throughout the story and stuff like that. It was fun. I think I had a good time with it. I thought it was a really good experience, and I'm really looking forward. These are, like we said, they're going to be rapid release. So the first release is right now. The book is up for pre-order, and I will put a link in the comments. But it's not available until the 5th. And then did we determine 2 weeks? It's either 2 weeks or 3 weeks later.
Yep.
Book 2 is coming out.
Yep.
And then 2 to 3 weeks after that, book 3 is coming out. So
exactly.
It's a rapid release. You won't
exactly.
have to wait long to read the whole thing, which that has been the hardest part, I think, for both. I mean, I remember you posted a question on Facebook that you were asking for help with the characters or something, and you put their names out there. I'm like, can you change that? Take their names off. As soon as people see it, they're gonna know.
Right.
So we tried to keep it under wraps, keep it on the DL for quite some time, so that we could. Oh, I guess you are looking at comments because Dave said to put lower your camera tabs, cut your chin off.
Yeah, I just lowered it, Dave. Thank you.
I'm doing better this time. At least I have a computer camera, because when we did that other one, I couldn't make the camera on my other laptop work. So I dug out the old archaic one, which is the one where I'm on right now. But last time I had to do it on my phone. And, you know, I love where this just kind of cuts off right here. And everybody else looked normal, head and shoulders, and that's it. But when we did Kiki's show over at the for the self-reliance, I had my phone, it was like this, and I felt like every time I looked at it, it was like aimed in a certain way. I was like all booed. That was it. That was all I could see. So I'm really liking this now.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about that. I have none.
I'm sitting here chomping on my Tootsie Roll.
Hi, Mickey. I see you chimed in.
I'm trying to follow it.
I'm looking on our, trying to look on the Facebook page, but for some reason it won't let me see all the comments.
It won't let me scroll down for some reason. I'm trying to keep up with them.
Either. It doesn't me either. Oh, wait a minute. Here, I think I got it. Yeah, this is.
What you're commenting on is the Zoom chat.
No, well, yeah, because I thought that's what we were supposed to do. This is like trying to teach a monkey how to dance. It just doesn't work.
It really is.
Guys, it actually took Dee like 15 minutes to try to walk me through getting onto Zoom, checking my email, clicking on the link. I am not digitally or technology smart in any way. I mean, seriously, I'm lucky if I can get on Facebook half the time. Now put a chicken or a rooster in front of me and I'll be able to do anything. But this technology stuff just blows my mind. Blows my mind.
Yeah.
Thank God you're the publisher.
I get lost in it too, though.
Because I honestly would never know how to upload my own book. I just wouldn't.
It took me all day yesterday to get everything organized, put together, fix the formatting, and because you put it in and all of a sudden it kicks back and it says, this page is off, or that's outside the markup area, or like what I upload for the paperback is a PDF, but you can't upload that for Kindle. You have to either upload a doc or a Mobi file. So when it converts it to a Mobi, the larger fonts all mess up and you end up on 2 lines for 1 word, and I have to go and change the font sizes. And
so why don't you, because I don't have it in front of me, but why don't you click on our cover and read the blurb to the people? This will give them a great idea of what our book is about.
No, yeah.
No, Dave, I cannot cut a bunny's balls off. I would not even know how.
Nice.
Oh my God. But I do have bunnies. I'll be breeding them as soon as my little female gets older, and I'm raising the babies for me. So yeah, I'm going to have to learn a whole lot more about bunnies.
Yeah,
and I don't think we cut their balls off. I really don't. Dave, don't steer me wrong here. Hey, Doreen, how are you?
Yeah, I can't see anything, so you're gonna have to be the eyes. I'm trying to dig it up. Yeah, this has been interesting. I don't know who's first. The first week of actually I do. It's Scott Baker is on next week. I don't even know what my calendar is for May. Yeah, it's Scott Baker. He's on next Thursday.
Oh, nice.
And hopefully I get this figured out a little bit better.
After we thought about the blurb all day yesterday, we
yeah.
are going to read that blurb.
Okay.
I will find it. Hold on. I'm
yeah,
scrolling.
you read it. I'm gonna post it.
Scrolling up through the messages.
I got it right here. I'll read it.
Okay, read it. Chop chop.
I'm also going to post the link for the pre-order in the group. But the blurb says, when death is the only future, there's nothing to lose. All that remains in the wake of the North American conflict are safe zones scattered throughout the Badlands. Kale and Zyla struggle to survive against impossible odds and a social system bent on their destruction. Their only hope is, if Kale is to save his sister from a fate far worse than death, is to escape the small village of Risa and to venture into the Badlands. But hope fades when he is arrested. He now stands face to face with his own fate and has been sentenced to fight in the arena where the only outcome is death. His worst fears are realized when treachery is revealed at the entrance to forever, and there is nothing he can do. If they are to survive, each will have to be stronger than they ever thought possible. The first book in the Insurrection trilogy, a dystopian thriller that exhibits the worst of humanity, the power of hope, and the spirit to survive.
Now, see, I really love that blurb.
I worked on it all day.
I know. I know
And you yelled
did.
at me.
I did yell at you because I didn't like the first blurb. Dave had a question for me, so I'm going to answer that right now. He said, in Damn It Peckerhead, I wanted to write for years before I got to the cabin and got the opportunity. Even now, I don't know how to, hold on, upload my own books. How does it feel to have built such a great support system that helps you with promoting and publishing in such a short time? Boy, oh boy. I was actually a closet writer, Dave. I would write stuff and shove it in the drawer. And then one day in Women of the Apocalypse, Doreen Stalter put out a little writing challenge. So I just thought, shit, why not? You know, do it for shits and giggles. So I just wrote a short piece. And her and Dee got a hold to it and said, oh my God, Nancy, you've got to write this story. And I fought and argued with them and said, nah, you know, I'm not a writer. I'm not a writer. Well, I don't know if you understand how tenacious and stubborn these two women are.
Me?
Yes, you and Doreen, but neither one of them would let me off the hook. So all the kudos, really, it goes to them. I just put the words on the paper. Doreen and Dee just took off with the story, gave me pointers, and basically prettied it up and got it ready to be
Prettied it up? Your first book? I sent that thing back to you 5 times.
I know.
You hated me.
I did. So it feels, I am just so thankful to have the support system that I have. Because, you know, in the past I had been told by several people, oh, you know, writing is just a pipe dream. You can't write. You don't have talent, blah, blah, blah. And I believed them. So I really didn't show anybody my writing. And if these two hadn't swooped in, I probably still would just be writing in my daily journal and not writing, you know, not writing for publication.
No,
So,
I spotted it right off the bat. Doreen brought it to me, and I spotted it right off the bat. I mean, I think that the only trouble was mechanics. You know, I kept sending it back to you for mechanics. It wasn't for the story, not at all. It wasn't for the visceral way you write. It was all in the mechanics. And, you know, I now at this point, when you send me a book, I just do what I want with it and then put it out.
yeah, basically.
If it has anything to do with the story, I send it back. But other than that, but part of the reasoning for that was being new. I've done it to everybody so far. Poor Cass. Cass is working on something in case nobody knows. And so is Christy. And so is...
And Susan. Susan is working her fingers to the bone on
and
some
so is,
great stories. Yep.
Molly has some stuff that he's been doing, and they've all submitted again to the next anthology that we're putting out. But I found that there are really a ton of wonderful writers, people that
Oh, we
I've thoroughly enjoyed reading their
yeah, we've got
stories.
the written apocalypse has some awesome writers in. I mean, look at Albert Moss and
Mhm.
Allie and Christy and all of them. I mean, they are phenomenal writers. We've got some great writers in this group.
Well,
And
Allie's already got her second book out.
yeah, Allie does. Allie does. I got to kick Albert Moss in his ass to get him moving, because I know, his writing is phenomenal. His writing is phenomenal. And Susan, I mean, she
We have
has,
another closet writer in here too. We have Dennis.
yeah, Dennis. He writes a lot of great inspirational pieces. I mean, our group is filled with amazing talent, with amazing talent.
Indeed. I
And it's the best group to be in, because there's you and Doreen who pick up on these amazing writers that are hiding in the shadows, and you pull them out and give them encouragement, just like you did me. So I think it's the best group to be in for somebody who wants to take their writing to the next level.
I've enjoyed it. I really have. And it is actually, when I started out in school, my thing was, is I wrote my first book, and like you, I had no idea. I had this story and everybody loves it, but the mechanics of it, and I've revised that first book a few times, but you can never quite, bring it back. When I first put it out, I was like, holy crap, who wrote this shit? And so I went to school. I'm like, dude, I got to get some book learning in me.
Now, see,
So
with my book as well, when I first wrote that, and I felt so bad for you because you had to read it. I was like, oh, this thing is shit. What are they talking about? I think we as writers doubt ourselves so much.
we're our own worst critic. We really are. And I learned a lot going through school and stuff. And as a matter of fact, I'm still in school, kind of hating it though. Um, but there's a lot, there's a lot that we have. I didn't have any help when I put mine out. Everything that I've done has been total trial and error. It's like, and most of it has been error. Like 6 times I've done it wrong before I figured it out. And so it's gone that way the whole way. And my whole thing is if I can pass it on and help somebody else to not have to make the same mistakes that I made, then I'm going to do that. I'm going to try. And just give something back, pay it forward, reach
Yeah.
down and pull somebody else up alongside me. And that's just been the whole goal. Like, we have authors of the apocalypse too. There's a group and it's authors. And in there, anything that I can think of that's going to help. There's lots of good groups out there about writing and stuff like this, but this is just all about our genre. This is just all about apocalyptic, dystopian, zombie, that kind of anything where, the world ends and something wants to kill you, pretty much can go in that group. And in there, but we've had some great conversations, lots of people helping one another. I really love it. I think it's great. That kind of camaraderie, I guess, it's very uplifting. And I don't know. I just think that that's how it should be.
Hold on.
You know what I mean?
I'm
I can
sorry.
see you. You're over there stripping. I feel like I need to play music for you.
My husband's got the heat up to like freaking 90 in this house. Hold on while I kill somebody. It's like he's gonna drive me out of here. I just told him, please turn down the heat. Oh my good Lord. Okay, we've got some questions that are coming through. Let me try to bring them up here. I'm just gonna take off my clothes.
That's what Dave says. Get the dollar bills out.
No, Dave, I hadn't had enough to drink yet for that. Let me see. Susan says, how do you conquer self-doubt and procrastination?
Tootsie Rolls.
Tootsie Rolls.
Tootsie Rolls fix everything. Actually, in all honesty, I don't know about you, but for me, it's probably one of the biggest obstacles for me, is self-doubt. It just, sometimes it can almost be crippling. I mean, the other day I was just like, I should just throw in the towel, chuck all this out the window. And this wasn't that long ago. I'm like talking like this week. And I'm going to sit down on my butt and binge watch Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I wake up in the morning at like 5:30 in the morning, get my coffee, and I start work. And I am working and working and working behind this desk all day, well into the night. And, sometimes it's like I have no life. It's like, I wonder, what could I do different? What could I do better? How come, things aren't, I'm not making $1 million. If I was making $1 million, I could actually afford to pay you to do all the shit I make you do.
True. Become a millionaire, please.
I'm working on it.
I know you are.
But that's probably the hardest thing that, we as writers have to overcome. And, we're not the only ones who say so. Big writers, big names.
Oh, yeah.
Have gone through the same things.
Okay, we have another question. I don't know why
I can't see them.
Well, it's on it's on the written apocalypse page, but it won't let me open all the comments. But someone asked, I think it was Kim, who asked, how do you get publication?
What do you mean publication? Published?
Yes. How do you find a publisher? Well, you're talking to one right here, Kim. D, under Angry Eagle, publishes all my books. I don't self-publish because, number one, I have no clue how to self-publish, and number two, I'm lazy. I don't like the business side of writing. I would rather her take my book and do her magic stuff. And she edits it. She loads it onto Amazon for me. She designs my covers. So if you're interested, I would definitely talk with Dee about it. I know there are some writers who go the traditional publishing route. So I would not be able to give you, I have no idea about that. Maybe Dee can chime in. Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to, there's multiple ways, different kinds of publishers to start things off, to explain it. There's the traditional publishers. Trad publishing is historically difficult in just about every way. The first thing you have to do is you have to query agents. You have to send them a synopsis and a query letter and all that stuff. And you have to find yourself an agent because none of the bigger publishers are going to touch you without an agent. So you have to find an agent if you want to go trad publishing. That's the very first step. And after that, they'll tell you what to do from there. There's differences in money and every other thing. There's another type of a publisher. Those are called, they used to call them small press, but now they're called what they call vanity publishing. And those are the publishers that want you to pay them for all the services, the formatting, the editing, the cover design, all that stuff. They want you to pay them for this up front. And then they do, they load your book for you and they walk away, they're done. And then you have what I am, which is a hybrid publisher. It is recognized by the IBPA, which is the Independent Book Publishers Association, and Angry Eagle Publishing is a member over there. They give us really great information, but it also has the definition of an independent publisher. a hybrid publisher, which is someone who doesn't typically pay royalties up front, although I did do an advance for one author today. But they don't typically pay royalties up front, but you also don't pay anything up front. I take on the full brunt of the cost, which typically a book will go through 4, I'm going to say, editors by the time, and there are different types of edit. There's 2 beta edits, which is like a beta read, and they come back with stuff. And I have a very nice set of beta readers, which includes some of the people that are here tonight. And then it goes through a couple of real editorial editors. And those ones there will nitpick every comma, period, misspelling, funky sentence that they can find, and as well as the content editing. So that's what happens to the book. And then as far as covers go, sometimes the cover that is on our book, I actually make those covers. I'm not near as good as Deranged Doctor or like Christian, I can't pronounce it, Ventolin. A lot of people use those. They're very good. I only wish I could be that good, but I do some of our simpler covers myself, which means I don't have to put a lot of money out there. But if the author wants a more expensive cover, typically what happens is that changes your contract. People have a contract that can run anywhere from 18 months to 5 years, and it is a non-exclusive contract. That contract means that you always own your book, but I have a right to publish it for the period of the contract. So if I put the book out there and you decide you want to pull it from me, you can do that and you can publish it on your own. The only thing that means is I can't keep it in Kindle Unlimited, but I still get to publish it and I still get to collect royalties on it, and I still get to pay you your royalties from it, from that publication. So it's probably one of the most flexible ways and the most author focused means to publication. The average royalty payment on a traditional published book is anywhere from 10 to 20% of the net royalties. When you do the vanity publishing, you get all the royalties, but you're already out $5,000 by the time it starts. So you've got to do all that backtracking. In the hybrid publishing, the royalties run anywhere from 50 to 80% of the net royalties. So it is the highest paid royalties in the industry. And our company, as a matter of fact, does pay some of the highest paying royalties in the industry as it stands right now. So those are just the different means to get to publication. But if you wanted to do it on your own, I have probably 5 or 6 people that I helped without cost, just because to do it themselves. So you can always DIY it as well. It just takes a little bit. You have to want to do it. And now that I'm long-winded.
No, it wasn't. I was following every word. Tom Linden says hello.
I'm sorry?
Tom Linden says hello.
Hey, Tom. If anybody doesn't know who Tom is, my phone is freaking out. Thank you. Close it. If anybody doesn't know who Tom Linden is, oh, look at him. She said, I published his book. But I did it the last way. I got him through it and we put it up under his own. But Tom Linden is also one of the hosts of the Pepper podcast, right over here behind me. He lives in the UK and he does a wonderful show, the UK Pepper. So thanks, Tom. But okay. Yeah, be sure to check out his show if you're on Pepper Podcast.
Okay, it's not showing me. I'm not able to open all the comments. I don't know why.
Can't either.
Yeah, it's not letting me, so I can't answer. can't answer anybody else's questions because my computer says, nope, not doing it.
I know. Well, I'm trying to see if I can do it on my phone. I have everything open right now. It's not showing I can't even find the video.
Thank you, Dave. Yeah, no, we didn't get Nancy almost naked.
Yes, guys, just in case. Let me see if I can mute this. If I mute this, I think no, I still can't see them all.
So this has
Bert
been,
Deer got Nancy naked.
yeah, no, we didn't.
Now that was her husband. I think he had ulterior motives.
No, the heat was just too damn high in my house. It's a small log cabin, and we have a wood stove, but we haven't been running it because it's so late in the season. So we have a backup propane furnace, and the heat is so uneven in this cabin. I mean, it'll be hotter than the blazes of hell in here, and 5 minutes later, it's chilly and it's cool. So trying to keep the temperature in a stable good 65 degrees in here is about damn near impossible. So I'm always either layering up or stripping down.
So I wanted to toss a question out for everybody in the group. Since they were asking us questions, I feel like, it's only fair that we should be able to ask them. So, what we've been doing during our downtime, although we did break quarantine and have a couple of lunches.
Yes, we did.
Where Peckerhead tried to chase me across the yard.
I protected you.
My question for the listeners were, what have they been doing to keep themselves busy during this interesting time we now find ourselves living in?
Yeah, I'd like to hear that as well. Share with us, what you've been doing. I can't see if any comments.
I see crickets.
I see crickets.
Anyway, next week we're going to have, and hopefully Scott's going to want to do the video too. This is something that I was hoping to bring it over to video and was asked to actually almost a year ago. But, as you can see, all this technical stuff, I couldn't figure out how to make it. I did order a new computer, though, so maybe that'll make life easier. Yeah. Who knows? It may make life worse, but we'll see.
Dave Akers says he had to put caution tape around the fridge. That's what he's been doing during his confinement.
Oh, my goodness, Dave.
Leanne Lucas says she's just doing her farm life. Tom Linden says he's been great, cooking some great meals. Good, Tom, cook me some great meals, please.
Seems like we're all eating.
Yeah, I think I've gained about probably 10 pounds since all of this started.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I feel like it's like morning time coffee, then there's a snack, and then there's, a breakfast, and then, there's what do they call it on The Hobbit? 11sies. And then, there's lunch, and then there's, a snack, and then nap time. And then, I barely even get dressed these days. Y'all can see my cute slippers that are my standard footwear because I never leave the house, it seems. I will actually look forward to getting back into my mobile office.
Allie Maloney says she's finally feeling human again, so she has started writing once more. She's also about got her submission ready for the anthology. Yay, Allie. And Dave Ferris says he's slowly whittling away on his TBR list. He takes his 2 or 3 mile hike every 2 or 3 days. If it ever quits raining. Yeah, Dave, I want to hear about the rain. The rain. We got 6 inches of snow here yesterday.
I was watching a video. And I want to talk about the rubber band on my glass. I stole a couple of them to fix the light because, duct tape wasn't hanging around, handyman secret weapon. But I find that I sit here and since I've been eating a bunch of stuff, there's like a lot of salt. I had a wicked headache this morning, and you're supposed to drink so much water every day, and I found I wasn't getting it. So this is my little trick. I put a rubber band on the glass every time I fill it at 16 ounces. And then I know when I've gotten to enough rubber bands on the glass that I have drank the amount of water that I should have in a day.
Oh my God.
I was just looking at my rubber band and thought, yeah.
You're so good. You're
I
so
know,
good.
right?
I drink iced coffee all day. I don't think I've drank a glass of water for 2 weeks. Thanks, Dee.
Who's got snow? Wait, somebody's talking about snow.
Ellen.
Susan sewed some masks and wrote herself into a brick wall.
And Dave said, screw some snow, because he saw my pictures of our snowy yard on Facebook.
I didn't get any. You know, Nancy and I literally live about 45 minutes away from one another, and she got covered in snow. I got nothing.
Yeah, you guys got lucky.
I'm down at the river, that's why.
We had heavy, wet snow here all day. I was ready to shoot myself.
Nope, I just rain. Susan, May 5th deadline. I'm fixing to change that. I had a lot of stuff going on myself, so I didn't even get a submission written. So I'm probably going to push it out a little bit, so I wouldn't panic too much because
Susan, don't sweat
I'll still accept them.
Don't sweat it, Susan. Okay, let's wrap this up, girlfriend.
I'm done. Yeah, I have a webinar I have to do for school anyway. Guys, it's been really wonderful. Thanks for coming and hanging out and chatting and tolerating the craziness that was this very first video episode of The Written Apocalypse. Let's throw some laundry list stuff out there real quick. You can listen to a lot of the shows. They're not all up yet, but I'll get them up on thewrittenapocalypse.com. And everybody that's already been on their show is over there. Next week is going to be Scott Baker, but the following week after that, we have Tom Abrahams, Marcus Battle. He's going to be on, and I'm pretty excited about that. Yeah, he's got some good books out there.
Oh, his books are absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenal. I loved every one of his books. I mean, that's, he's my hero. Marcus, not Tom Abrams, Marcus Battle. I have such the biggest crush on that character.
Yes. Yeah, it's good. So that's, what's come. May is actually full. We have all of our authors for May. I'm fixing to put up a thing to get if you want to be on this show and you're an author, you need to go over and join Authors of the Apocalypse. I'll put a link in the thing again, but I am scheduling all the shows. I used to make Nancy do all the dirty work there. She used to have to do it all, but then I just threw it up in there and it did it for itself. So now she doesn't have to. I would call her, who's on the show this week? And she would keep track of it for me. But yeah, there's posts over in the Authors of the Apocalypse where you can sign up if the date is open, it's available. And I guess that's all.
Yeah.
Nancy, I'm super excited. Now that it's out, it's kind of anticlimactic. I'm going to go watch Designated Survivor, I think.
Well, I'm going to go write chapter 6 on book 3.
She's leaving me behind, guys.
I'm
just
Girl,
saying.
You got to keep up. Got to keep up. I'm telling you.
Well, I got to do all the other stuff too.
Well, get it done.
Get her done.
Get her done. Thank you, everybody.
Talk to you.
Talk to you later, Dee.
Bye.
Bye.